Hi everyone, I'm Rincey and this is Rincey Read. Today I'm going to be doing a review talking about Appointment with Death by Agatha Christie. This is one of her Poirot novels and it takes place in Egypt. There is a family who is traveling on vacation and the mother in the family is kind of a tyrant. She's older and not very well in health, but she's also known for being just absolutely cruel to her kids. She is very verbally abusive, she's very controlling. All of her kids are, probably in their teens and older. One of her sons is actually married and she controls them all very, very tightly. She tells them where they can go and what time and what's good for them and what's not good for them. She doesn't allow them to really converse with people not within the family. And then one day the mother is found dead, and as per usual, it is up to Poirot to figure out exactly what happened, and in this story he only has 24 hours to figure it out before the body is taken away. This was a really interesting Agatha Christie novel to read. This is my first Agatha Christie novel I read, and then there were none when I was in high school, and then I have read some other Agatha Christie's relatively recently and I actually did reviews on them. I will have links to those reviews down in the description in case you guys are interested. This story is very, very different from those stories. The first 100 pages is literally just set up. You spend all of those pages following the family and the people around the family and just sort of finding out about how they work and how the mother sort of controls them and things like that. And it's only in the second half of the novel that the murder actually happens and Poirot does his sort of investigation. And even the investigation itself is done very differently. He doesn't really spend time investigating the scene. It's mostly just him talking to the different characters in the story and based on that finding out what happened, which is different, and I'm not necessarily sure if I liked it quite as much as I normally enjoy how the stories unfold. The story seemed to be less about the murder itself and more about just the family and their relation to each other, and also the people outside of the family and how they viewed the family and things like that. And it also feels like it takes a really long time to get to the whodunit part of the story, or that section of the story seemed to drag a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about the plot because obviously it's a mystery and I don't want to give anything away if people are interested, but while Poirot is doing his usual monologue explaining what happened, it took chapters before it was actually revealed and it seemed a little bit unnecessary. That being said, it's still an Agatha Christie novel and it's still really, really well done. It's just not the best Agatha Christie novel. If you've never read Agatha Christie before, I would definitely recommend going with And Then There Were None. This isn't necessarily a bad story, but it definitely isn't her best. I wouldn't say don't pick it up or anything like that. I still think it's interesting, but it definitely is very different from the rest of Christie's novels and especially her Poirot novels. In the end, I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. I liked it. I didn't love it. It didn't blow me away the way the other stories did. I will say I still didn't guess who did it in the end, so I suppose that's a plus in its favor. So yeah, those are my thoughts on Appointment with Death by Agatha Christie. If you read this book, feel free to leave your comments down below letting me know what you thought of it. Or if you've read any of Christie's other novels, feel free to leave your comments down below letting me know what you thought of those. So yeah, that's all I have for now, and thanks for watching.